Hello, welcome to my video, and today I'll share my favorite farm ideas in Don't Starve Together. In this video, I'll revisit the old farm ideas from that video, and I will also be making new additions that you must have in your world. Do you want an insane amount of nightmare fuel, knight armors, and dark swords? How about we farm a boss for it? The shadow pieces has a unique mechanic that all shadow pieces will level up when one of them is killed, and we can abuse that silly mechanic. So this strategy is to fight a shadow rook and a shadow bishop on a boat, while having tons of knight statues on land. Once you kill the shadow rook and bishop, all knights will be at max level and you can just blow them up with gunpowder. Blow up 40 gunpowder to leave them with 100 HP left. Wait 10 seconds and blow up the last gunpowder to kill all of them at once. You need to wait 10 seconds so the gunpowder resistance wears off. Alternatively, you can use bolt cannons or Winona catapults. Bolt cannons are really bad though, don't do it. And be careful, this is really dangerous and if you step on the range, you will die instantly. You can craft any amount of statues you want, just be careful because it might be really laggy if your computer is not very powerful. And if you want an easy way to obtain sketches, you can mine the set piece on a full moon so they'll turn into normal clockworks and drop the sketches. Let's talk about the Werepig Farm. You want an infinite source of football helmets and handbats. I gotcha. This farm still works very well and it's fairly easy to set up. If you have a Dev's Graveyard set piece on your world, all you gotta do is place a few baits on strategic spots and wall them off. If you want a suggestion to what is a good bait to use, I always use a single pigskin. Just be careful if you are in the deserts. If there's a buzzard spawner nearby, they will eat it. Make sure to make a door so you can retrieve the loot that falls inside of the bait pen. Don't forget to place a lightning rod, you don't want your hard work to burn down because of lightnings. And just place pig houses around. The baits will maintain the pigs outside during full moon, so they will turn into werepigs. And the ghosts will take care of them for you. All you gotta do is load the area before a full moon to make sure all the pigs are outside of their houses and trying to reach the baits. And to load it during a full moon because the ghosts won't kill them if the area is not loaded. You don't have the set piece on your world, the farm still works but it has no automation. You have to kill the pigs yourself. They do fight back sometimes, so always make sure to have armor equipped. But sometimes they don't, 10 out of 10 AI. With the moonstorms active, it's a full moon every night, so you can farm werepigs every time they respawn. And if you want some help to kill the werepigs, you can add houndius shooties to it. And lucky you, if you don't have enough Deerclops eyeballs for the shooties, I have great news for you. There is a new item in the game, the hostile flare. You can light it to spawn Deerclops and monkey pirate raids. The item is not a farm, I know, but I'm bringing this up because you can use it to farm those mobs. On winter, if you use the flare on land, it has a 60% chance to bring a Mactusk to your location. Pay attention that it doesn't spawn Mactusks, it just brings one that is already on your world to you. But it also has a 60% chance to spawn Deerclops that you can kill for the eyeball. There's no cap on how many Deerclops you can spawn, but you can only have one at a time, and every time you spawn her, it resets her natural respawn timer. And be warned, it can spawn both a Deerclops and an existing Mactusk to your location. If the monkeys stole some stuff from you, you can use this flare on water for a 60% chance of spawning a pirate raid. I recommend bringing a pamphlet for these guys. Once you kill the captain, you get a treasure map and his hats. Now, the loot table for the pirate stash is pretty garbage, but you can at least retrieve your stuff with it. And you can also get the blueprint for the Polly Rogers hat, which is a very useful bird that will pick up stuff for you. And if you want to get rid of the trinkets the monkeys drop on death, you can die by a lure plant and let it eat the trinkets. Let's talk about the good old silk farm. It is fairly easy to set up. All you need is a big pen, bunny houses, and a spider den. I would recommend at least 7 bunny hutches, which I believe to be a really safe number, so they will always easily and quickly take out all the spiders. I suggest building this farm near where you usually are so the area is always loaded and the farm always working. And I suggest to take out the tier 3 den before a spider queen pops out. You can add more bunnymen to the farm so they are able to kill the spider queen, but she can spawn the spider nurse and sometimes it gets a little messy. Plus, what are you gonna do with the spider hats anyway? You can expand this farm as much as you want, adding multiple bunnymen and spider dens. But do you really need that much silk and spider glands? It's up to you. In my solo worlds, I only work with one den and that's always enough. Also, be careful to not pick up the meat from the dead spiders when the bunnies are out, you will die. Wicker Bottom farm time. Wicker Bottom just got a rework and it only improved her previous abilities to set up crazy good farms. Starting with the good old twig and grass farms. By simply having a lure plant, you can place several saplings and grass tufts around it. And by using Wicker Bottom's applied silviculture, you can grow the grass and twigs over and over again, while the lure plant collects it. Once you're done, kill the lure plant and collect the loots. Wicker Bottom has a massive sanity drain every time she reads a book, so I suggest wearing a bone helm to avoid getting attacked by nightmare creatures. Just be really careful to not attack any of them. Alternatively, you can bring tons of sanity food, your choice. If you want to make this farm very efficient, I recommend the mod Lure Plant Farm Helper that shows the possible locations where eye plants might spawn. Wicker Bottom's The Angler Survival Guide doesn't seem very good at first, but it's actually OP. If you already access the Monkey Island's content to get docks, you'll be able to set this up easily. I originally saw this farm from Milko in the Clay forums. You can place docks so there's only a small square of ocean left, and you can spam this book to spawn fish on that little square. You can use a boat cannon, also from the Monkey Island, to kill all the fish on that square. But the Strident Trident is far superior. There's also a setup with ocean trawlers, but I think it's really inefficient because the nets keep breaking and there's just a lot of clicking involved. You want grass but doesn't want to play Wicker Bottom. A grass Gekko pen will take care of all your grass needs. To set this up, I usually plant a bunch of grass in a pan and make a long hallway connecting it to a second pan. On the center of the second pan, I set a telelocator focus. And I like the second pen to have a total of 9 squares. Picking grass has a 1% chance of spawning a few geckos, so good luck with that. After spawning them, you can just scare them away to the second pen. There, you can place a creature to scare the geckos off so they constantly drop grass. So I used the telelocator to get a salamander in. On my original video, I used Chester, which still works very well. But since I started using a salamander, I never looked back. Why? Look at them, they are so adorable. Later, you'll probably want to disable the farm whenever you have more grass than you have storage. And the telelocator focus will still be there if you want to get the farm working again with another salamander. A question I get a lot is how many geckos do you need? People always try to fit as many of them as possible, but on my current world my pen has 20, and it's honestly more than enough. You're telling me you want monster meat, loads of gems, and copious amounts of houndstooth? Well, there's a Varg Farm you can make from our good friend Gabriel. He recently made a video explaining everything about it. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to explain it nearly as good as him, since he's the one that created it and has been improving it ever since. So I'll leave a link in the description if you're curious. Merm farms. No, not to farm the poor merms, leave them alone. I meant using the merms to farm. If you're playing as words, you can use merms to farm bee queen, dragonfly, moose goose, and antlion. You can also set a merm base in the ruins and use those to clear it. If you want more information on how to play words, I have a guide on it. Go check it now. And to finalize this video, the good old reliable Bearger wood farm. On my current world, I actually never killed Bearger. Whenever I need wood, I'll plant birch nut trees at the beginning of autumn. After 5 or 6 days, I'll load the area with the birch nut trees to make sure they are growing nicely. This is important because I noticed sometimes they get stuck on their second stage if the area is unloaded for too long. After a quick check, you can come back to it after another 5 or 6 days and bring Bearger with you. You can bait 3 attacks and he'll charge towards you, destroying all the trees on his way. You can also use the swipe to take the stumps left. After that, bring Bearger to somewhere safe and leave him there. Collect and bundle the seeds for next year and enjoy the absurd amount of wood you just got. And that's it for this video. There's also a really good automatic vote goat farm from Lacknish Monster that I highly recommend. It is so good that it's present in all of my words. I'll leave a link in the description for it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video and leave a comment. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.